Hello, everybody, and welcome to another awesome episode of You and I Builder Live, the show where I sure hope it works today. My name is Maria Gabriela Ochoa Perez Wechter, and I'm an outbound product manager on the Agent Experiences team here at ServiceNow. And joining me today is
Travis Tolson, Senior Developer Advocate, and I'm secretly hoping it doesn't work today. Uh,
okay. So I think we're already starting off to a good start. Neither of us was muted. What are we doing today, Travis?
well, today, to get us kicked off, there were some things that we had to fix last time, and we kind of took some of that offline to get back up and running again, so that
Don't
we could get to
tell
the more
them the
exciting parts
magic.
today.
Don't pull back the curtain.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. So what were those things? What did we do?
All right.
We.
So So the most important thing here is that we have added a bit to our GraphQL API. We wanted to basically build out objects instead of just a static string containing all the data. So I have a new get leaderboard points, which instead of it does all of our maths and calculations for us, and then we'll return an object that contains our points, which basically houses our username, how many points they have, what rank they are, what percentile they are, as well as some stats which we may or may not use about the overall population. So our GraphQL API is up and running. We are no longer having our data disappear.
Yet.
So we are yet. It could happen again.
You never know. Keep you on your toes.
If it does, at least we can share how to solve it. So today we wanted to turn around and take some of that structured data and try to get away from this first place medal, put some actual icons there, and overall start to, clean up this UI a little bit and make it look like something. So the first thing we're going to have to do is replace that get leaderboard with the new version of the query, which I think I have in the GraphQL Explorer. Yep, there it is. And we're going to create a new data resource, GraphQL. Get leaderboard points, give it a name. Once again, we don't really have any properties going on with this one, so we're just going to dump our query. Pretty static, simple query. And get leaderboard points. All right, I'm going to try and save it here and see if it sticks. So far, so good. No crazy screen disappearing today. So, with that, the next step here is we need to turn around and basically start binding our data. So we need to swap out our get leaderboard on this repeater as well. Look, Gabby, they're there.
Magical. I'm on mute.
And that points array is what we want. So now I have to physically click the X on this one now, right? I have to physically remove the old one, the old
Yes.
binding. And now we got a bunch of undefines. And that's because on our text label here, we're currently binding it to the whole object. And what we want is the user's name. So we're going to get rid of the value. replace it with our coming from the repeater. We're going to replace it with the values username. We're making some quick progress today. All right, so next up, we wanted to do the icons. Well, I guess first let's show the points, right? That would kind of
I
make
think
sense.
icons are more important,
Icons more important?
way more important. But also, how are we
Oh,
going to limit this to like the top 10?
so we only want to show top 10 here?
Yeah, for the leaderboard.
Okay.
Only the top 10 winners. Like the 11th person is just first place loser.
So one option could be we could adjust it in the GraphQL API. But we could also potentially do a script in here that could work as well, which might be a little more fun.
I think, I mean, with any decision we make on this show, I always go for cool factor.
I'm with you. Let's go for fun. If I was doing this for realsies in a production instance, I'd probably make the change in the GraphQL API for performance reasons. Don't send data unnecessarily. I might even configure that as like an argument on the query so you could change it. But we're going for fun.
One might even say you might use an update set. Maybe.
Could.
Also, I love how we keep saying that we're going to do dev in a prod instance. We should call it like a customer instance, maybe?
Maybe. Are we making changes directly in prod?
Remember, we should just have
We
like a
would
disclaimer
never
at the
do
bottom that
that.
just goes and says, do as we say, not as we do.
All right, so for this, I'm trying to remember where we get the APIs from. I don't think it's data. Oh, it is data. Okay. So API. So in the script, we've got our evaluate property. We have access to API and helpers. So I'm trying to get access to our data resources. So that's going to be api.data. Then we select our get leaderboard points. I love how helpful the autocompletes are in here. It's gotten so nice.
Yeah, honestly, the visual data binding, I feel like marked a whole new decade, a new era in UI Builder, because before that, you would just have to remember all this dot walking. And I looked at Brad's videos and thought he was a magician, and I had no idea how I could ever do that too. But visual data binding really, really made all of this so much easier. Not, it doesn't help you spell points though.
It does not. It does not help with spelling mistakes. All right, so this long masterpiece here is accessing our data resources, accessing the get leaderboard points, which returns an output object, which also has our data object. And then we have to go into the application scope for the GraphQL API. And this is all part of that JSON that gets returned. So data, points thing, you kind of got to dot walk down that object. And all the way out to our points array, which looks like this guy. And all right, so that gives us our array. And now,
Hey, could
because
you
we
do me a
have an
quick
array,
favor?
yeah,
Up in the buttons, click on the one directly to the left of the scroll. Neat. I thought that was the wrap button. What happened to wrap?
Is that the format code?
That's the format code button. I'm gonna go in the instance real quick and see if wrap is something I imagined in a dream. If so, I have a message for the engineers.
Now, I have to look this one up because I don't remember. I think it's like a slice or splice or...
See, everybody?
Slice.
Even Travis, even the Travis Tolson has to Google too. He's just like us for real, for real.
Google and Stack Overflow and ServiceNow community. This is my entire life. Slice 0, 10. That should get us the first 10 elements, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. So now, instead of binding our repeater directly to the data resource, instead we are binding it to a script, which is throwing some additional processing to basically just carve out those first 10 for us. I love these scripts because you can get pretty fancy with the logic that you put in these. Love it. All right, so now I think we're ready for our images. So what component type do we want to do for this? And do we want to do an image one, or did you have some image icons ready to go for this?
See, what had happened was, I figured this would be a great opportunity for us to showcase our button iconic component.
Well played. Let's do that now. All right, so what options do we have here? Definitely not H1. Is there like a trophy? No? Medal?
Look at maybe a star.
Star? Ooh, got a couple stars. I kind of like this one better. Star outline. Okay. So do we want to do star for the first place?
Yeah, let's do that first. Let's get the logic in, and who knows, we might have images by then.
Okay, so once again, we're going to do a data bind because we want the result to this to be star dash outline for the person whose rank is 1. So I kind of want to try to do it with the formula builder for this one. Script would be like so much easier, but like the formula builder is more fun. So, principle of fun. All right, so if I don't know, this might get complicated. Is there like a we might end up with a lot of nested ifs here. Let's give it a shot. Let's see. So we want that repeater value. If rank equals 1, then can I just put text in here? I have not actually played with the formula builder that much. What was the name of that? Star. Star something. I don't remember what it was. I don't know. Let's see what this does. Star outline. Apply. Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
That
Okay,
was
I
pretty
see what
savvy
you mean
there.
by the I see what you mean by the if statements.
Yeah, so if I were to continue doing this in here, if rank 1 is star outline, then that, or then star outline, otherwise if, and you're going to end up with a long list of ifs, and that doesn't feel very readable.
So, funny story. I think we could do this with the new conditional renderer component in Yokohama.
Do we have that?
We don't because they're still on Xanadu. I wasn't going to upgrade
That's,
until GA next in 2 weeks.
well, maybe we do it
But
with a
so,
script for now and then try that later.
oh, I was just going to say, let's work on the other side. And then we work on
Oh,
the leaderboard when we have the conditional renderer. Although I've
okay.
never tried the conditional renderer inside of a repeater, so we'll see.
Um, all right, so are we going to back out of this one then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, even
We'll
if
get rid of
we
that guy for
coded
now.
all the if statements, we would then have to figure out when we added the images what it will require. Because right now you're returning in the text of the icon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how that would work for the image.
Um, more more than likely we would have to like, I don't know.
That's a problem for future us. They're chumps. Let's go to the right side of the page.
All right. Well,
So
can we at
what we
least
want here,
let's at least throw the points over here. I'm gonna feel so much better if the points are over there.
that's that's fair.
Remembering to name our things so we can identify them later. And then the text here will just be repeater value points.
I joke so much about doing as we say and not as we do. And literally, I tried looking at the Quiz Now app and I can't figure it out anymore. It's been a year and I can't figure it out because I didn't name anything correctly.
Oops, that's not what I wanted.
I think
We
you're going to want
call.
a container to put those inside
Yep.
of.
Yep.
Add
On
after.
this one, add before or after
Yeah, whichever one. You're still going to have to
layouts.
drag it.
Do we just want
Do
a three
two
column
columns.
here? Two
Oh, yeah, for the
columns?
image, 3 columns. Let's do that.
Alternatively, we could flexbox it, and that way everything just lines up, regardless of how many things it is.
I think we should.
Yeah. So we'll drop our container in there.
You're
Oops.
taking it out of the repeater.
I did. I did.
Just
That goes
drag the container in.
down. There we go. Boom. And boom. And then this container, we need to make it row instead of column. And
We got a good question in the chat from Madi. Is it good to create a portal from UI Builder? And the answer is it depends on your use case. I'm going to link, no, our intern is going to link in the chat a link to Brad's article that tells you when to use a UI builder portal experience um, instead of a Angular service portal. But the answer here is that for most use cases, you're still going to want to create an Angular service portal. More specifically, when you need true responsive pixel perfect design, if you need service catalog support, and most importantly, if you want it to be a public page, you need to make sure that you make it using Angular portals. Not saying that you can't in UI Builder, but it becomes challenging and it's not necessarily supported. So check out that article. And we don't currently actually, um, I have not officially created any component documentation, any custom component documentation in my role here. But before I joined ServiceNow, there's a Hacktoberfest repo out there for a menu generating operations widget, which is a component that can show you the source code of it, and you can kind of learn how to code a custom component if you're interested. Important to note, you don't always need to make a custom component like in Service Portal. You always needed to make a custom widget. In fact, we don't suggest you create a custom component more often than not, unless you have a very, very specific use case or you just want to learn. So definitely if you have your design in Figma and it's meant to be a public portal and you need pixel perfect design, I would definitely keep using Angular service portals. Why is the page blank, Travis?
Because the data resource did that breaking thing again.
It did the
So
thing.
it did the thing that it did last time. And so what we found out was
Thank you for the
that
disclaimer, Earl.
what we found out is that if we delete this data resource, that's the problem. So you just up and disappeared completely.
Let's go
So
ahead
we
and
have an
save the
entirely new
page.
issue now.
Let's save the page and refresh.
So last time I was able to remove that data resource, re-add it, and everything was fine. But this time around, it looks like it's throwing us a new curveball.
You're good, Marty. We are on episode 3 of trying to create a new portal for the SNDev Slack server points leaderboard. And you're right, I actually forgot to even introduce the project today. So basically what we're doing is we're creating a GraphQL data resource, and we are using that in order to bring in data from the points thing table, because this is one of those use cases where we need it to be public, so we can't use the EC and already available data resources that come out of the box. So we're just showing you the hard path, like the tough part, not the happy path, that just creating a UI builder portal, an internal UI builder portal
Oops.
experience is. We are showing kind of the stuff you got to figure out, but we are dealing with what looks like a bug, where we are somehow probably bringing in way too many records at once. But I've got our engineers looking into it, and they're gonna help us figure that out. But right now, we're just trying to figure out um, how to get it back so we can continue the episode.
I think I wasn't finding it because I was being dumb that time. I was
My
looking for
favorite.
get all board points instead of get leaderboard points.
My
Okay, so
favorite pepcac errors.
problem exists between keyboard and chair.
Yeah, problem exists between keyboard and chair. Hey, at least I didn't say ID 10T.
See, that one's the one I'm more familiar with.
Ah,
um, all right, so we've got 10
it's showing one.
showing one.
See,
Oh,
you
I know what
broke
the issue
everything
is. I
just because you
did.
needed
I did, but it's fun
you
because now we
needed
get to figure out
points
why.
and now you broke everything. Way to go.
Yep. Mm, yeah. So the issue right now is that this guy is a flex box, and so it's literally stacking all of the leaders next to each other, I think.
That shouldn't. Because only the container. Go click on the repeater. Um,
No, because it should be repeating the container.
Correct.
Yeah, that
So
shouldn't
let's
be
go to
it. Switch
styles.
styles.
Let's see if we can look at the repeater styles. I can't remember if those are disabled or enabled by default. Uh, Hit save. Enable
Enable
styles.
styles.
There we go.
Got it.
That tells me that you did not watch any of the previous 35 episodes before you joined. How could you? Because me and
Ma'am,
Brad get that all the time.
ma'am, how many times have I told you I don't remember over the course of this?
Before you even joined. Hey, Travis, you helped me with this GraphQL query 3 months ago. What is it doing? And you go, I helped you with what? I don't remember
Exactly.
anything.
Let's see. Justify content, align items. I kind of want those to be center aligned to each other. No, that's not the one either.
No, Maddie, I was not making fun of you. I was making fun of this one. I'm so sorry. No, 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 no. I have zero expectation of anybody having watched any of these episodes, except for this guy because it's funny.
Right.
In terms of the question that you asked, it depends. In terms of troubleshooting or debugger on ServiceNow, it depends on what you're using. And that will change what troubleshooting tools are available to you. If you're troubleshooting seismic and or that's the internal name. You sometimes hear it referred to as seismic. Next experience pages like UI builder pages, there is there's the next experience developer tools Chrome extension that we have released that has a bunch of really good tools to help you troubleshoot stuff. I have a few videos on that I'm going to be releasing soon, but I can at least link you the link to check it out. I will send it to Earl for him to share on Teams.
I'm trying to figure out why these two labels look different, and I don't know why.
Yeah, Madi, in this show, we are all very actively mean towards Earl because he's our intern. Um, and
It's the Travis and Earl show now, baby. Let's go.
Woo!
What are we doing today on You and I Builder Live? Oh, it's great times here, everybody. Welcome to the show.
We're doing CSS.
Oh, see us.
Oh, goodness.
We like to have fun here, Marty, and a lot of it is Earl interrupting what I'm saying whenever I'm saying things. Ah. Ah. So, Travis, CSS.
Well, I did a page reload, and that solved the style issue. So, like, most of the time when you have an issue with UI Builder, the answer is either reload the page or clear the UI Builder cache and then reload the page.
And if that doesn't work, clear the cache and reload the page. And if that doesn't work, offer your tiers to the incognito window and hope it works then. Maybe a sacrifice of tears will help.
Unfortunately, right now, every time I reload the page, it's not liking my GraphQL queries for some reason. My GraphQL data resources keep breaking every time I reload the page. This page specifically, this one,
That sounds like a
the
skill
actual
issue.
page, I can reload all I want and it's fine. It's just the editor that whenever I reload it, the data resource kind of breaks on it. So I've been deleting and re-adding it real quick from this data resources, and that fixes the issue.
Movie magic. We'll edit this out in post. So now you've got your points.
I got my points, and I'm going to
Can we make
add.
the right side of the page work?
No.
I'm just along for the ride. You're the one who makes the decision.
You can't tell me what to do. I don't like that one either. All right, I'm going to behave myself now, just a little bit. I got
Absolutely.
points on there because I could get trapped in the CSS space for a while. So we can move to the right-hand side of the page if you would like to.
See, I don't know how this show is going to survive because I'm always the one
Excellent point.
when
Right
Brad's
along.
around. When Brad's around, I'm always the one who's like, oh, we got to make it look pretty. And he's like, no, we got to make it work. But now that we've got two people who like CSS, we're not going to get any work done. It's been
Nope.
real.
All right, I will channel my inner Brad. I will channel the beard. Help, Gabby, I can't do it. Okay, so all right, so this repeater is tied to the get all board, which is this data resource down here. And honestly, I don't even remember what that data looks like. So thankfully, the pill will tell us. Okay, so this one's an object as well. Gives us username, rank, and points. Now that I think about it, I think that was one of the changes that I think I tweaked a couple things on that GraphQL as well. All right, so I guess we kind of want to do the same thing here, which will have our all board label. And then another text.
I really wonder what the fate of the stylized text component would have been had Brad actually used the rest of the text components how they should be used instead of just every lab uses a stylized text component. I wish I could get
So,
like metric data on how often that one is used.
so because I ignored the whole if you need pixel perfect, go with Service Portal, and because I was literally doing a lab for UI Builder, I was trying to build the game of Battleship in UI Builder, and I was initially using the regular text components, and I was getting so frustrated because I could, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't style them the way that I wanted. I started creating custom components just for text, and then Brad was like, "Why are you doing that? Just use the stylized text component." Yeah.
See, this is the problem with developers. At a certain point, they get so smart, they can't use the basicest WYSIWYG features.
Yep. Yep.
I
The, the
I
the easier it is, the harder it is.
yeah, exactly. No, I had this my favorite story to tell is back when I was a architect. I had a developer who the smartest person I've ever known. Super smart. Um really good academically. Did not make the best decisions when it came to code. They were very much of the opinion that if it can be done this way, it should be done this way. So they were putting their glide record queries in the messages table and then calling it and using get message for his queries. And it's like, can you do that? Sure. Will the other developers who are trying to do your code review understand what you're even doing? No.
That's that. Yeah, that would confuse the mess out of me.
And I was like, why do you do this? And I think he said like, oh yeah, I saw it done in one other ServiceNow script. And I'm like, just because. I wanted to be like, if ServiceNow told you to jump off a bridge, would you? This is how I know that Travis is really focused and trying to get work done because he just is like, can't compute, thinking too
To
much.
to be fair, can't compute is like it's just a perpetual state of being when I'm dealing with you. So
And you're the one who volunteered to join the show.
I did,
You
and I
knew what
broke
was
it
going to
again.
happen.
I did. I did. There was a part of me that hoped that like it
I would
wouldn't
have
this
to be
time just to
nice
throw
to
me
you.
off, but
I would have to be nice to you just because we're in front of customers.
a little bit sometimes.
Fine. So what are we doing now?
All right. So at this point, I added our container. I did the I added enabled styles on the repeater to fix the same issue we had on this side where it was throwing our data off into no man's land. I have added the label and the points, both stylized text components, and I have bound the allboard label to the username from the repeater. And the points one, I have bound to the points from the repeater. So now we are displaying the names and the points on both sides. We need... Now they look too much alike. So we need like a heading over here.
You're adding a column, not a component. Click on add content. There you go.
There we go. Um,
Didn't this leaderboard have images already? I wonder if that came in when we imported the scope. Oh no. Um, Earl just made that using straight up CSS. I forgot.
what did we make using straight up CSS?
Look up the I'll send you the link here. Um, you didn't break anything, Earl. I'm complimenting your development skills. I know it's a very rare occurrence. Don't be too. You know, one time someone asked me
I'm on
if
the
this
edge of my
was done
seat.
in post production, and I'm like, no, that's just Earl messing with me live. Um, okay, so check out the group chat to get the link to the leaderboard. Travis.
You have sent me icons.
Okay, I'll send it to you there as well. Boop. Wait, wrong button.
You
There
just
you
sent me a
go.
square root.
I'm not used to my new keyboard yet.
Okay,
That.
so this is what we're shooting for.
Yeah. Except we got to make it better. The guy who made this just utter garbo. Uh,
The guy who made that is in control of the show.
so what I was gonna
For
say
those
is,
watching at home.
what I was gonna say is, I for some reason thought this was an image, but no, he made the points thing with like CSS, and it looks super sick. But I do know that like 5 years ago, I made images for this leaderboard that I had meant to implement 5 years ago, and I never put it in there. So let me see if I can find those real quick. What do you mean? I am the most reliable person. I totally don't still have Travis's 3D prints here waiting to be shipped that you only asked me for like 3 months ago.
It's been a minute.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
Let's see. So do we want to use the image with these then? We're going to throw it in
Yes.
there just to... Wow.
Yeah, I call her Becky. But also, this
Now,
shouldn't be in the repeater.
now I'm not going to be able to think anything but that every time I add this image. Let's see. Fit. Uh, okay, so we have an image, Becky. Now the question is, how do we get it into here? So what I'm thinking is if we upload each of these images into the DB images table, maybe we can use the script to calculate the URL for it. We can always go back later and do the what was that? What was that new feature called? The conditional
Conditional renderer.
component, conditional renderer. Yeah, let's do it
Um,
the old school way, and then when we upgrade, we can do the conditional renderer.
or we can
Or
just work on the right side of the screen and get that finished, and then not redo our work. In next episode, we do the left side.
So delete the image?
No, just leave her there. Because it'll bother you.
It will. All right, so what do we need on the right-hand side of the board?
So on the right side is just all the users ever, but I don't want to display it like that. I would like pagination, please.
Ooh, pagination. Right now, I don't think the GraphQL API that I've written supports the pagination. But so we do have a pagination control. And so we can add this in here. And so essentially what we would have to do is we'd have to change our GraphQL API to, that would be our all board, which is what we have bound in this repeater. So what we need is for the all board to support pagination. We would have to be able to pass it a page and then get the results for that page. Should be able to do that with a choose window call on Glide Wrecker. Well, let's take a look at that GraphQL API real quick, because I think that one's in the script include still, isn't it? No, this one's not. Okay. So in order for this to work, the all board has to support an argument. So we're going to pass it an argument of page with a specific integer. And if we look at, let's see, total records, page sizes, selected page index, viewable items per page. So let's add items per page. Okay, between those two, we should be able to get a start on this. So let's save that. So this is going to allow us to pass arguments to the get all board query. In order to process that, we have to come in here. Because I've already started using var in here, I'm going to use var. Normally I would use let, but items per page, environment dot get arguments. So that's going to get the arguments from the query. Var get arguments dot page. So that's going to get our two arguments. Let me double check the name to page, items per page. Okay. Though the name of the arguments here has to be the same as the name of the arguments when we pass the GraphQL query, and it has to be the same name right here. That name doesn't matter as much, as long as we use it the same in the script. So if I add in here, instead of set limit, leaderboard all dot choose window, F and L. I don't remember which one's which. Choose window. Let's Let's go to developer site, server scoped. Oops. All right, so this API, first row, last row. Okay, so I have to do math on this one.
I found the pictures.
Oh,
But it's not
darn.
downloading.
So I did Control Enter because I was hoping that the AI extensions were installed in here, and I was going to see if the AI would do it for me, because that's something I've been getting in the habit of lately. Let's see, items per page.
I don't think I've enabled any AI features on this instance yet.
So if my page number was 0, then the start would be 0. If the page number was 1, then and items per page was 10, that would be 10. I think that's right. And then end item, items per page times page times 2 minus 1. I don't know if that math is right. I'm probably wrong. I hate calculating pagination windows. I'm going to go with that because, like, worst case scenario, I'm wrong and I adjust those values later. So from start, choose window from start item to end item. And now this GraphQL query should support pagination. To make that work, let's see. Open record. Oops, is that the right one? Which one do I want? I want all board. All right, so I'm going to open the record on the all board because we have to change this query. All right, so the query has to accept the page number variable. So basically we have to pass variables into this query. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of riffing a lot of this on the fly. Items per page. And then I believe in the get all board, we need to pass $page, $items per page. And at this point, we do need to list properties. So basically, if I test this out real quick, just to make sure it's not completely broken. If page number is 1 and items per page is, say, 10. Nope. Oh, sorry. $page. We're coming to the end here, so I might have to do a little bit of digging because there's a particular syntax for handling these sorts of arguments, and I cannot remember exactly what it is offhand.
Message? Today's a special 2-hour episode.
I can't tell if you're trolling me or not. I can never tell if you're trolling me or not.
So thank you guys very much for watching. I've been getting you the images this whole time. I see we have parameters. No, yeah, I think this is a great point to stop at. Thank you so much for hanging out, Mari. It was a lot of fun. Check out the Next Experience Developer Tools Chrome extension. And any last words, Travis, before we start the official goodbye?
I definitely think I broke this, so it's going to be fun next time.
Okay, well, good news. I'm pretty sure we have a lab out there that actually covers pagination. So if you want to go through Brad's lab, you should, so you can learn some stuff, Travis. Madi, I think Earl posted the link to the Next Experience Developer Tools Chrome extension a bit higher up. That one should help you troubleshoot Next Experience pages like workspaces and stuff. But like Travis said, we are all out of time today. What an easy save. Thank you so very much for watching. And thank you, Travis, for driving. And see you guys. Wait a minute. When are we going to be back? I should already know this. We will see you guys on March 13th. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Do 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 do.